You know, I didn't used to be a hoodie person. I don't know when I became a hoodie person, but it's like the perfect piece of clothing. You can like isolate yourself from the world, heads down, and focus. If you're cold, you can put the hoodie up. If you're a little bit warmer, you can. Anyway, the weather has just been absolutely all over the place this spring. We're recording this mid-March 2025. And 2 days ago, I think it was 80 degrees. The lows were in the 30s. Right now, hoodie, get you one over at. This one is from the Aficionado series. Let me get these things lined up here. Gotta have my strings lined up. This is the Aficionado series. It's very popular. We have a Brother of the Leaf series. This one is black. The one that I loaned out was in heather navy, heather blue, I think. We've got a variety of colors. This is the Aficionado one here. I designed this myself. You can get these at I didn't plan on talking about hoodies today. I wanted to talk about cigars, so why don't we go ahead and do that? Hey guys, I'm Ellery Wells from the best place to find and rate where to smoke cigars and find awesome CigarScore merch just like this Aficionado hoodie that I'm wearing right now. We got all kinds of good stuff over there. We're going to do another blind cigar review today, and this one has some issues right off the bat. And I took this one out of took it out of the cellophane and took the label off a few weeks ago, I would assume. Let me show you this, and I suspect it's going to be an issue. However, the issue might have been caused by pulling the label off early. Don't pull the labels off of your cigars. Just don't do it until the very last minute. The heat from the cigar is going to loosen up the glue and help you prevent any issues. It's going to help you give you something to hold so it doesn't stain your fingers, which is why labels were invented in the first place, in case you're one of those delicate white glove wearing people. So whenever I took this off, of course the cigar had not been smoked yet. So let me show you while I continue talking here. Anyway, so when I went in to take the label off of this cigar, either this was under the label or it happened when I took the label off. So long story short, don't take your labels off unless you absolutely have to. Wait till the last minute. If it's sliding around like this one might be, leave it on. So yeah, see it sliding right there. But this is the B17, what we're working with right here. B17, the B17. And the only issue that I have with the cigar is right here. You can see the binder kind of shining through, or not shining through, I should say. It's visible under the wrapper, which is also cracked. But it goes from here. We had a little bit vertical here, and then it goes around here where it stops when it meets where the wrapper is wrapped around itself. Other than that, we have a very textured cigar. It's fairly dark, not super dark. It feels a little bit dry, actually, but it's been in my humidor for at least a couple weeks. The foot here looks pretty good. Nice mix of colors. It is not all one color, but I would say this is a 6.5 by 52, 54 BP box press, but it looks good. Moral of the story is don't take the label off of your cigars until you have to. So here's how our blind cigar is going to work. I'm going to smoke the cigar. I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like, what works well, what doesn't work well, what happens, any problems that I notice on the cigar, and I'm going to enjoy it for probably an hour and a half. Then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts and the cigar score for this B17 cigar. And then only after I've told you what I like and what I don't like, only then will we find out who made it, how much it costs, and what's in it. Sound good? This is the most unbiased way that I think I can possibly do cigar reviews, given the fact that I buy all of them. So let's start the timer here and let's get it cut and lit. All right, it smells good. It does feel a little bit dry, I will tell you that. And I don't know if that has anything to do with that wrapper cracking or not, but it feels a little fragile. The draw is very loose. Ooh, it's kind of got a Christmassy taste to it. Nice. All right. Uh-oh. By the way, if you ever have your lighters that kind of stop or don't want to go, stand them vertically. If they've been laying down, stand them vertically. It it helps. I'm sure there's physics behind it. I won't take the time to explain it, but set it vertically and it helps get your it'll stay lit. See? Okay, so it's very loose right now, and that might contribute to a little bit to me. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of flakes in my mouth. It's very pleasant so far. Okay. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of broadleaf in there. It's maybe something Nicaraguan. It is spicy. It's very earthy. If it didn't have, what is that? Ooh, that is like some, Okay, other than the blemishes here, this crack, and it's not really a split. A split would happen whenever the cigar heats up and swells, the moisture inside expands. That would be the swelling. Other than the crack and tear here, I wouldn't have anything to complain about on this cigar, to be perfectly honest. It looks great. It's got a nice texture to it. Good smoke output. There is something very weird in a good way on the flavor of this. So far, it's pretty good. It's memorable. It's unique. In the last several weeks of having done these, I am enjoying it so far. You know what it is? I'm just gonna say it. It's like a soy sauce or a teriyaki, the very smoky part of Asian food. It's very smoky, like you have really roasted some soy sauce on here. Very curious. This cigar could go all over the place. 6 by probably what I say 52, 54-ish box press. Some very interesting flavors going on here in the first third. 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch in. Stick around and I'll keep you updated because I'm very curious to see what this cigar delivers. I'll be right back. Okay, we're about 27 minutes into this B17 and the flavors are very interesting. I like them. Perhaps I don't love them, but it's very interesting. So we still have kind of that dark soy sauce flavor, but it's good. I am enjoying the flavors. The construction, it's very loose. The ash in the first 3/4 of an inch, it fell off, so it's very loosely packed. And I have some Padron 1000 series that are almost this exact same Vitola. They're lighter than this, so there's almost no way that this is that. I don't know if I put it in the review bin or not, but I've had that box for a long time and those are very loosely packed. And for the size of the cigar, they don't smoke very long because the draw is very loose and this draw is very loose. I'm getting good smoke output from this cigar. The flavors are good. Again, I don't love them. They're kind of a tingly flavor on my tongue. I don't know what causes that. It's like when you have orange juice that's a little past its due date and it kind of started to ferment a little bit. Maybe you guys throw out your orange juice on time and don't have to deal with this. Or like a beer kind of has a tingly flavor. That's what I'm getting on the palate. The flavors are good. I just don't think it's going to smoke for as long as the size would suggest. So I just wanted to pop in. We were about 1 inch away from where the cracks started happening, so I may stop in and let you know what goes on with that. It's hard for me to, on one hand, it's hard for me to be critical of the cigar because the crack might have been caused by me. However, if the crack was caused by me, it's because they put too much glue on the label, and that's not my fault. So I'm gonna probably be a little bit subjective on this instead of objective. I'm gonna just kind of approach that problem when I get there. So anyway, it's pretty good so far. I don't love the flavors, they're good. They're good. I'll be right back to keep you updated. Okay, time to put this thing down. I'm gonna grab some water here. And we finished this cigar at 58 minutes. So interesting cigar. The flavors were pretty good until the end, and they got a little bit more sour. That kind of soy sauce smoky flavor is something that I don't know that I've ever tasted before. So, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this a cigar score of 3 for a couple of reasons. I think the flavors are a little bit weird. I think they were okay. They were not so great in the final third, so And when you're talking about an hour smoke for something that's that size, that's not so good. That means the last 1.5 to 2 inches was not so good. That's a third. That's a third, yeah. I mean, roughly, right? The construction was a little bit too loose. I think it was underfilled, which led to a really slow smoke time. I've had cigars with tight draws, loose draws, you know, plenty of smoke on this one, but that it was packed light, and I think that's a problem. I think the smoke time was a problem. The flavors were a little bit weird, but they were mostly enjoyable. Again, I didn't love them, but it was kind of unique. In that regard, I kind of liked it. And then the crack, which did have an impact. Whenever I took my label, when I took my paper label there, it was kind of holding it all together, and when I slid it off finally, whenever I smoked up to that point, which again is how you should treat all of your cigar labels, leave them on until you smoke right up almost to where you catch them on fire. Then you can slide them off. It loosens the glue, holds the cigar together, and again, there's no real reason to take them off because you could risk damaging the cigar. Anyway, the damage to that was caused probably by excessive glue, and just speaks to the construction. Combine that with a really loose draw, I don't know. This one had some issues. I'm going to give this, the B17 here, a cigar score of 3. Let's figure out what it is and what's inside of it. Interesting. Okay. So this was the B17 was the AJ Fernandez DIAS de Gloria Brazil Toro. Now, this was in the Adventure Club in March of 25. I haven't gotten a whole lot of feedback about this one, other than we had some people smoke it at one of our events, and they said it was very strong, but then in the middle third, it became really good, and I didn't ask them about after that. So, AJ Fernandez DIAS de Gloria Brazil. These are up in the store. You might have a slightly better experience than me. So this one's gonna have Brazilian tobacco in it. Let's find this out real quick. So we're going to head over to cigarscorelounge.com, pull up the details. So a single one of these is a little expensive for an hour, in my opinion. Wrapper, Brazilian Modafina, Nicaraguan binder, Nicaraguan fillers. The Toro is a 6.5 by 54. Again, slight box press. And according to AJ Fernandez, the DIAS de Gloria Brazil celebrates the union of two exceptional worlds of tobacco, honoring the rich roots of Brazil and the legacy of Nicaragua. AJ Fernandez captures the soul of traditional influences, this distinct and vibrant blend, Brazilian Modafina wrapper. In this crafting, AJ Fernandez not only pays tribute to the glory days of tobacco, but also will create a new glory days for every connoisseur. So Brazilian, Nicaraguan. Now, over the last few years, all of the cigars that AJ Fernandez has blended for other people, like H. Upmann, like Monte Cristo, I'm sure there are others that I can't think of off the top of my head. Those cigars have been fantastic. AJ Fernandez, his cigars, I don't want to say they're hit and miss, but for me, personally, they're hit or miss. But like what is the Dorado? Man, that was a fantastic cigar. What was that? They have a Cameroon. Anyway, AJ Fernandez can make a fantastic cigar. I don't know that this one was it. Interesting flavors, really short smoke time. Maybe another one would have a better smoke time, and maybe another one would score higher, but we're doing a review of one, a sample size of one. If you want to try one, these are up on our ready to ship page over at Cigar Score Lounge, but a cigar score of 3, disappointingly, for the AJ Fernandez DIAS de Gloria Brazil. They do come in a really cool box, though. It's really kind of fancy. It's kind of nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Ellery Wells from the best place to find and rate where to smoke cigars. Go get yourself a hoodie, a hat, or a t-shirt. Have an amazing day, and as always, happy smoking.